Here in the Center for Teaching Excellence, we are honored to share some of the highlights of 3 of our beloved professors. Please join us in the next few minutes as we hear from Dr. Henry Berkler, Dr. Charles Lester, and Dr. Lee Prescott as they share fond memories of their time here at PBA.
I was going to say, there's so many great stories, and just last night I was invited to a meeting at JFK Middle School at Riviera Beach. And I went because the person who invited me is a PBA graduate. He was a business major, at least originally. I don't know if he ever switched into religion or ministry, but he's very active full-time ministry work, and he's doing work in Riviera Beach. He was in my humanities class, and he always lit up the classroom with his smile, with his energy. One time in that class, we have presentations, and someone was doing a presentation on jazz music because we study the modern era. And the student had no right to do this. The student said, "I will give anyone extra credit who'll come up and dance." And this particular student that I met last night jumped up. He was sitting in the back row and insisted that I dance with him, which was both humiliating and fun. But now I see him, he's a PBA graduate, he's working in ministry, he's doing good work, and he remembers me, his teacher from Humanities 3. So that's a lot of fun.
So I've been here 27 years, and it's been some enjoyable time of making relationships with our students. One of my fine memories that I have is when I was in charge of the London semester for students and other off-campus programs. And I would take 25, maybe sometimes a little higher students to London for a whole semester. And when I couldn't go, I would get somebody, when I couldn't get somebody else, my wife and I would go. So we spent 4 semesters over there, 2 fall, 2 spring, and built some great relationships with our students. I still have those. They have contact with me, and we just simply enjoy it.
I have so many really precious memories from students here at PBA. I've been here for 22 years, and it's been a joy to work with students. That's part of the reason that I'm having trouble with the idea of retiring, is because I love interacting with them. Probably another high point was when apparently they were doing the interviews to try to get identify the Paul Courts Teacher of the Year, and I guess one of my students heard about that, and so she found out how to submit a letter, and she submitted a letter, and then she talked with a whole lot of her classmates. And they all submitted letters. I think they submitted like 50 letters to the Provost office, and I was elected as president of Paul Court's Outstanding Teacher of the Year for that one. There've just been so many exciting things that have happened, and these have probably been the richest years of my life.
One of the enjoyable things was every other week in London, we would take the students on an excursion somewhere. Every Friday, we'd get a bus and go and saw some of the great sights. At the same time, they had to take notes on what they were looking at, give a report on it. They had to take 12 hours of credit while they were there. And also, we went to do chapels. And they could go anywhere they wanted to, visit various churches. So that was quite an education for many of them as well.
Another thing is that my 2 sons both came to PBA and both graduated. One of them is teaching in Avon Park as a high school teacher. He already was elected as the best teacher of the year. The other son went through med school and now is an emergency medical physician at Jupiter Medical Center. And not only did they both get great educations here, but then also they met 2 wonderful Christian gals, and they fell in love and married them, and now those 4 folks have given us 4 wonderful grandchildren. So that's another high point.
I'm very thankful, as I've already mentioned, that the faculty are so great here. So I've met wonderful people. I've had people encourage me, not only in my scholarly writing, but also in my creative writing. I write children's picture books, and so I'm thankful for faculty who've encouraged me as I've written these books, and sometimes they've written blurbs for the back of the book. Because of Professor Don Butler, now Professor Emeritus, who was in the theater department here, he and I connected at a PBA summer colloquium and decided that I know something about the Holocaust that I want other people to know, and he knows something about writing children's plays. So we have collaborated on writing a children's play that was performed recently at the Kravis Center for the Performing Arts. 10 shows, and then it was taken on the road to different schools around this area. Professor Butler thinks that about 4,000 students have seen that play. And now we hope to be in a position where we can get it licensed and marketed. We hope it'll find a life beyond West Palm Beach.
Inspiring students to love learning. It's a lifelong endeavor. Thank you, Drs. Verkler, Lester, and Prescott, for your part in this most purposeful mission. And thank you, fine colleagues, for taking the time to listen. Now go and have a lovely PBA day.